Dear students of Defence and Strategic Study, today we will have discussion about Indo-American relations. Already we had discussion on Indo-Pak relation, Indo-China relation. These India and America both are democratic countries. Pakistan is a military, mostly ruled by military government. China is a communist country, that also is a dictatorship. But both India and America are democratic countries. And both are supposed to be, America is supposed to be a champion of democracy, and India is supposed to be the biggest democracy in the world. Let us find what type of relations India and America have. Being a democratic country, whether America is friendly towards India or not, this matter we have to think seriously. Because America never has been friendly towards India. When India became a free country in 1947, we got recognition from most of the countries. But in 1962, when we faced problem with China, when China made sudden attack on India, America did not help us as per the international norms of trade and commerce. Pakistan is a very friendly country to Pakistan. America is a very friendly country to Pakistan because Pakistan had given a military base to America so that it can have a watch and ward on China and Russia both. And it is a big purchaser of military weapons and hardware from America. America is giving loan to Pakistan and then selling the weapons, whatever weapons they require. It helps. For America, Pakistan is a very big market. They give loan and sell their weapons. But anyway, the friendship of America, we were under the impression that America is a very friendly country towards us, though it is supplying weapons to Pakistan, but it is also a democratic country and we are also a democratic country. It will help us in times of difficulty. When we had a fight with Pakistan in 1948, America did not come in picture. That was just the beginning of both the countries. But in 1942, when China made an attack on us, a communist country, it was a bounden duty of America to help India. China had prepared its army with automatic weapons. Because of our policy of first Prime Minister, Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai, we were not aware of the Chinese preparations in the border. Though our army has warned the government that China is preparing very seriously in the border area, it may result in attacking us. But then also our defense minister and prime minister did not care for that. When China made attack, our soldiers fought heroically. But we were having only 303 rifle at that time. China was having automatic weapon. To face the Chinese automatic weapon, our soldiers also must have automatic weapon. Our government requested America to supply automatic weapons. America agreed to supply, not as per the international trade and commerce rules. Americans put a condition, yes, we will supply automatic weapons only in exchange to gold, not according to international norms of trade and commerce. It was necessary for us to purchase automatic weapons. Then we purchased automatic weapons against gold. Many of our civilians paid gold, donated gold liberally to the government of India to strengthen our defense forces. For example, Bijapur district only has given gold equal to the weight of our then Chief Minister Mr. Nijalingappa. Even excess also. That time Indira Gandhi, the daughter of Prime Minister Nehru, was the Information and Broadcasting Minister. The gold collected was little extra than the weight of our then Chief Minister Nijalingappa. They collected some more gold and they weighed Indira Gandhi also in gold. And the weight of both Chief Minister and Information Broadcasting Minister Indira Gandhi's weight, the gold was given to defense forces to purchase weapons to the country. So that was the time, first time we understood the intensity of America. But immediately in 1965, it is a habit of America to supply all military weapons and hardware, vehicles, everything, whatever Pakistan demanded. They supplied 1,000 Phaeton tanks to Pakistan, the year 1964. In those days, the Phaeton tanks were the strongest tanks in the world. 1,000 Phaeton tanks were supplied to Pakistan, knowingly well that these tanks will be used against India, a democratic country. Then Pakistan, when it was supplied with 1,000 Phaeton tanks, military ruler Mr. Ayub Khan and he wanted to capture India, whole of India, with the help of Phaeton tanks. Fools always plan like this only. Pakistan, a small country, it planned to attack the India itself. They wanted to capture New Delhi also. Suddenly, there were two more reasons. One is the setback to the Indian army in 1962, the Chinese aggression, death of Nehru in 1964, and Lal Bahadur Shastri, who became a prime minister, was for no account. Ayub Khan thought that he is a 6 feet high. Lal Bahadur Shastri is only 5 feet height man. He never considered Lal Bahadur Shastri a worthy man to the post of prime minister. He thought him always a very little man. He can put him into the overcoat pocket. That was the foolish thinking of Ayub Khan. And they started attacking. But Indian army, when the 1,000 Phaeton tanks were supplied to Pakistan, our army knew very well that these tanks will be used against us. And our army purchased some few tanks from the third country where the Phaeton tanks were supplied. And thorough study of Phaeton tank was done by our military. They understood the weak points of the Phaeton tanks and then they targeted the Phaeton tanks on the weak points. In Shakkargarh area, nearly 650 Phaeton tanks were destroyed. One gunner called Abdul Hamid, he alone destroyed 4-5 tanks. The Pakistani army was under the impression that India has got a large Muslim population and all Muslims will help them. But when they heard that Abdul Hamid himself has destroyed 4-5 Phaeton tanks, then Pakistani eyes were opened. They thought that the Muslims in India are not favorable to us. They will not help us if the conflict starts between India and Pakistan. Within few days only, and the 650 tanks in one area called Sakkargarh area were destroyed. And not only that, our soldiers, they captured some area of Pakistan also. Then the request of ceasefire came from America itself to help Pakistan. Otherwise, our soldiers could have gone up to Lahore. They could have captured Lahore also. And the ceasefire was requested from America itself, and we too agreed. Fighting is not an easy task. In fighting, the loss of life, loss of weapons, loss of property, the loss of trade and commerce, there is a great loss. It is estimated some 40-50 years back, one day conflict may cost nearly 10 crores. One day conflict. That's why we too agreed for the ceasefire, and peace talks were held in Tashkent. Lal Bahadur Shastri went to Tashkent to have a talk along with Ayub Khan. But God knows, it is said that in the death of Lal Bahadur Shastri, the hand of CIA is there. CIA, Central Intelligence Agency of America, and with the help of some of our leaders also. Anyway, in 62, America did not help us. In 65, it helped Pakistan, supplied 1,000 Phaeton tanks, knowingly well that these tanks will be used against India. And coming to 71, in 71, when East Pakistan wanted to become separate country from West Pakistan, Mukti Wahini was fighting. Lakhs together refugees had come to India. Of course, Indian Army helped the Mukti Wahini people, trained them. At that time also, America threatened India by sending 7th Fleet in support of Pakistan. But Russia once again came to our help. It also declared that if the American 7th Fleet enters Bay of Bengal, our ships also will enter Bay of Bengal. And you have to fight not only with India, you have to fight with Russia also. Because we had made, 1 year earlier, we had made a peace treaty with Russia, with the agreement that if any other country is in danger, if any third country attacks on either Russia or India, the other country will go to its help. That was the 20 years agreement between India and Russia. As a result of the agreement, Russia was ready to send its fighter boats, ships. That time also America stood with Pakistan, which was a military government. Yahya Khan was a military ruler at that time. And in 73, India wanted to become or develop its space technology, rocket technology, so that it also can send satellites into the air for peaceful purpose. But America never wanted that any other country should have an atomic power. It should have a technology, space technology. It should stand equal to America. It never expected India to grow to that level. Even in the death of Dr. Homi Bhabha, who declared that shortly India will develop atomic energy, and his accident also was done in the plane crash, his death. That also was suspected that in the death of Dr. Homi Bhabha, the hand of CIA is there. The CIA is working all over the world. Whoever is not favorable to America, whoever want to become equal to America, it doesn't tolerate. They make some arrangement of killing such leaders. That way, it is expected that Homi Bhabha also had become a victim of CIA. And we were developing, as per the agreement with Russia, Russia has agreed to send some cryogenic engines to India to develop our space technology. Then also America put pressure on Russia not to supply cryogenic engines to India. If cryogenic engines are supplied, India will develop its rockets and they will achieve such a technology that at a cheaper cost satellites can be sent into the air, into the space. America never wanted India to become a space power. It was delayed by putting pressure on Russia. But our scientists did not stop working on the space technology and rocket technology and developing cryogenic engines. Cryogenic engines is a very complicated technology, but our scientists were able to do that. The scientists like Abdul Kalam, Nambi Narayanan worked very seriously. But anyway, sending our rockets to the air, to the space was delayed nearly by 10 years by developing our own cryogenic engines. So that way America was not helpful to India. And Nambiar, who was a space scientist, was able to find out a particular important device in the cryogenic technology. America thought that this scientist must be fixed in some way in a sex scandal. A Maldivian ladies were hired for that. They came to India as a tourist, and even our Congress government of Kerala, there were two groups in Congress government which were hating one another like anything. The Nambiar, who was the Chief Minister of Kerala, and to bring down Nambiar from the Chief Minister's post, A.K. Anthony's group planned that Nambiar was involved in the sex scandal with the Maldivian ladies. Once again, there is a hand of CIA in letting down Nambiar. Anyway, we cannot think that America is a democratic country. It will always stand with us. Never. America is such a selfish country. We can believe anybody, but we can't believe Pakistan and America. We can believe even China also to some extent, but not Pakistan and America. America, it did not send the machinery useful for the development of atomic energy. Though India has declared that we make use of atomic energy only for peaceful purpose, even then, America had a suspect against the Indian scientists when their Phaeton tanks were destroyed. And when we made atomic blast first time in Pokhran, Rajasthan area, then suddenly stopped supplying the machinery connected to atomic power. That's why we should be careful. We need not depend on any other country for our development. We should depend on ourselves. Self-sufficiency should be the slogan, particularly for defense purpose. For defense purpose, we should not depend on any other country. We should be self-sufficient. And the present Prime Minister, Make in India program has also put fear in the minds of many developed countries that India, it becomes a power, a grown-up country, a leading country. Perhaps there will be none to, because India has sent 110 satellites at a time, and that too with a very cheap cost. Many other developing countries will look towards India only, not towards America, Germany, Japan or England, the advanced countries. They depend on India only because our technologies are very cheap and we give help with very low cost. And we have a manpower, sufficient manpower, and that too intelligent manpower. As it is, Indian software engineers have spread all over the world. Doctors have gone to many different countries. Our scientists also are capable of doing anything compared to the scientists of developed countries. Recently, in the Corona incident in 1920, 2019 and 20, we have supplied medicine to most of the underdeveloped countries, even to the developed countries also. Our tablets, our medicines for symptomatic treatment, the whole world depended on India. And even the injections, vaccines, India is able to produce its own vaccines, and our DRDO is able to find out an injection, a medicine for corona treatment. So this is how, even this time also, when America has taken a lot of help in the beginning of corona spread, we have supplied maximum medicine to America itself, but the raw material America stopped. When the Joe Biden became a president, immediately he stopped for some time the supply of raw material for the production of our vaccine. But it understood the worth of India. Our Prime Minister immediately declared, if you stop these raw materials, and we will also stop some of the things which we export to you. Immediately within 1 week, America was set right and they started supplying raw material. This is how the tit for tat policy should be ours. So that's how we should not depend on anybody for our development. We should become self-sufficient. We should learn the lessons from Israel and Japan. We should work like Japanese. We should become workaholic. And we should be dare enough like Israelis to face any attack. Now we have only Pakistan and China, two enemy countries. But Israel is facing 7 to 8 enemy countries at a time. A small country of the size of one district of ours. With such a large population, with such a large young hands to work, we should make our young men to work restlessly in the development of nation. So we need not depend on any other country, whether it is America or China, Russia, whatever it may be. In times of emergency, we cannot expect the help. As Russia stopped supplying cryojets, as America sent 7th Fleet in favor of Pakistan, all these are good lessons to us. But we should not stop our efforts of becoming a world leader. That we should do. Every Indian should remember the words of Swami Vivekananda, that one day or the other India will become the world spiritual leader. We should develop militarily, economically, scientifically, but at the same time we should develop spiritually and show a way to the whole world towards salvation. All Indians, particularly young men, youths of India, should be very serious regarding this matter. Don't think that any country will help us in times of emergency. We have to help ourselves. Self-help is the best help. So self-sufficiency in everything is necessary. We should give scope for Make in India. Should make our idle population also to work hard, so that it is good for them individually, good for their family, good for the nation and society also. Thank you one and all.